It's all farmers of color, indigenous women, and so it's a it's not your standard farmers. And most of the farms are small farms. Some of the farms are just like an acre or a backyard, or so it's a lot of small farms that they don't have the reach, so they have a co-op, and that is spearheaded by a farm that I really like called Solidarity Farm that's up in Palma Valley. And they actually farm on Palma Indian land. So anyway, they're a great farm. And there was another one. This isn't really a CSA. This started when the pandemic hit. And it is this is a chicken farm. They have eggs and chickens, and they decided that they were going to get some farms together and offer a delivery service. So it's not really a CSA, but you can order from them weekly what you want. So that is still going on. They seem to enjoy doing that. So I appreciate that, because sometimes in the middle of the week I think, oh, I forgot to get that, and I'll order it and they deliver it to my house. So it's kind of nice. So those are the CSAs. I think there's another one that I'm forgetting. There's another one that's in South County. I'm not really sure whether they do delivery or if it's pickup, but it's called Pixca, Pixca, and they have a CSA. They're also affiliated with the Food Shed Small Farm Distro. But they also have their own CSA. And I visited their farm a few weeks ago, and it's amazing. They're on, I want to say, maybe 2 acres. And it's amazing how much you can grow on 2 acres. You don't have to have a huge farm. So I'm just, the things that I have here, does anyone know what these are? I said they're radishes. They are radishes, but it's a special kind of radish. They're called daikon. So you've probably heard of daikon in like Asian cooking. And I love getting the greens with the roots of whatever, whether it's carrots or beets or turnips. I love to get the greens because you can eat the greens too. So I will take these home and wash the greens, and I'll cook them. You can saute them just like you would kale or, whatever, spinach, chard. So I just wanted to leave them attached. So we're going to have these. These came from JR Organics. Then I have a couple of zucchini. This one is a Romanesco, which I just love these. And this is a gold bar zucchini. It is a squash, but it's not like a yellow squash. It's more, I think yellow squash are kind of spongy. This is more dense, and it's more yellow on the inside. And then these cute little carrots came from a farm called African Sisters Farm, and it's in Ramona. JR Organics is in Escondido Valley Center area. African Sisters is in Ramona. Actually, I have things from 4 farms here. I forgot that I have fresh thyme, and this came from Pixca, actually, from when I went down there a couple of weeks ago. I got one of the, they had a pot of fresh thyme, and I got it. So I have a pot of fresh thyme at home. And these tomatoes came from a farm called Indian Summer Farm, and they are in Ramona. So all of this is local. So I know that when I bought all of this, that it is going to these farmers. It's, like I said, I don't have to repeat that. And it didn't have to travel all, however many hundreds of miles. And it was picked the day before I bought it. So the things that I got from JR, these were from JR. These were picked on Monday. This was picked on Saturday. And these were picked on Friday. So And I just cut these today from my plant of thyme. So everything's super fresh. So I'm going to make a couple of salads. And one of them is going to be sliced. The vegetables will be sliced. The other one, I'm going to use this little machine here. I don't get anything for this, but I love this little salad shooter. My mom bought me one of these like 25 years ago, and it broke after about 20 years, so I had to find a replacement. And because I used to teach kids cooking classes, and this is one of their favorite tools, because I thought, how can you get 5-year-olds to shred things safely? You can't give them a shredder and say, here, just have at it. So we use this. So I would use this nearly every week, and every week it wore out. So anyway, so I'm going to get started. Do any of you cook regularly? Is that I think cooking is kind of a spiritual practice, because I kind of feel the vegetables. And I often don't know what I'm going to cook when I get in the kitchen. I may have something in mind, but then the vegetables kind of tell me what to do with them. So it hasn't always been that way. It's just kind of the more I work with food, and I've been working very intensely with food for probably about 11 or 12 years. So the more I've worked with it, when I first started, I had to have a recipe. I needed to really follow the recipe. And as I have gone on, I just, like, okay, I'm going to use these vegetables and these seasonings, and this is what I'm going to make. So anyway, I'm going to get started. And what kind of things do you, when you are in the kitchen, what kind of things do you cook? Anyone in?
I usually just do like some sort of protein, different vegetables, like squash or broccoli or salad.
Yeah. What about cooking? Do you follow a recipe? Do you feel more comfortable following a recipe? Yeah.
Yeah, to start with.
Yeah. So if you've never seen the inside of a daikon, it's kind of a starburst. I don't know if you can see yeah. Some of them are redder than others. Hopefully there's going to be one that's got more red in it. I cut one earlier and it had a lot of red. Let me see. Yeah, that one's not too much. But I'm just going to slice these, and we're going to have one of the salads is just going to be sliced vegetables, kind of thinly sliced. That's a little bit redder, you can see. So, and I did wash my hands, so if anyone is going to eat any of this, I have washed my hands. I'm not going to cook that. And then the Romanesco. This is one of my Romanesco. There's more than one Romanesco vegetable. There's another Romanesco that's a cauliflower, and you've probably seen it. It's kind of looks like a fractal. It's green, and that's a Romanesco cauliflower. But it's because of the ridges is why it's called Romanesco. But I just think those are so pretty. I mean, kind of visually, it's interesting. So that's another reason why I like it. Plus, it's not the regular zucchini. I think regular zucchini is sort of like regular yellow squash. It's just boring. It doesn't really taste different. Maybe it has a little bit more flavor, but you can see this is yellow inside. So it has a little bit more, like it's firmer, so it's not so mushy. I think regular zucchini is a little bit on the mushy side. So here we've got those three vegetables. I'll chop a little bit more. And then this is another reason why I love, I mean, if you saw this in the grocery store, well, you wouldn't see this in the grocery store because it would be different. So they want everything to look alike. They wouldn't have anything like that. You know, this looks like maybe it would be a baby carrot. But did you know baby carrots are really regular carrots that they've run through a machine and make the little, yeah, they're not even, yeah, they're regular carrots. So, yeah. So you think you're getting this really cute little carrot that came just like that, and they've peeled it. No, they didn't. It's been completely, they did peel it, but it was more than peeled. What would have been nice, there's other colors of carrots. And you know, I'm sure you've heard eat the rainbow. Are you familiar with that phrase? And the reason you want to eat the rainbow is that all of these different colors have different nutrients in them. So the more colors you eat, the more nutrients, the more variety of nutrients you get. And as I was saying, there's actually more than 3 different colors there's I think 4 colors of carrots that you can find at the farmer's market besides orange. This just happened to be what I saw on Sunday. There's a red one, there's a purple one, and there's a yellow one. So, and they all have...
Aren't there white too?
The yellow and the white are kind of, I think, the same. Maybe they're different. I'm not sure on that. I just thought they were the same. But it could be a different one. But I have found through working with kids that the purple ones are the sweetest ones. And they like those the best. So if any of you have any kids around or you have kids visiting, and they don't want to eat carrots or fruit or, vegetables, get purple carrots. Plus, they're kind of cool. So, they're like, wow. So, yeah, I've gotten kids to eat all kinds of things that their parents were surprised that they ate. Mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, just a lot of things. So, and even with adults, if you don't think you like it, just try it every now and then. Maybe you don't have to try it all the time, but the more times you try it, the more you will learn. You'll get accustomed to the taste, so you'll start liking it. Typically, there's some things that I still don't like, and I've tried it a lot, but I like enough other things that I think it's okay. And the tomatoes.
I have a question, Julie.
Yes.
So you're prepping for all of this for essentially like a raw salad,
Yes.
fresh. And is there any vegetables that you would not put in a salad like raw?
You can eat almost any vegetable raw. I would not eat raw potatoes, although I do know some people that eat raw potatoes. I just don't find them very appetizing. Besides, they start to turn brown after, when you cut them. They typically turn brown. Beets, you can eat raw. And I don't prefer them raw. I prefer to roast them and then use them that way. But you can make salads with raw beets. Gold beets, have you ever tried gold beets? They are amazing. They're so sweet, and you don't get red hands using them. They don't turn everything red when you cook with them. I make a really nice gold beet soup that if I put red beets in that, it would be a red soup. And I want to be able to see everything in the soup. So, I thought about last night. I was like, I should have gotten beets, but that's okay. I think I have enough. The tomatoes, you know, the fresher the tomatoes, the more flavorful, the sweeter they are. And there's more tomatoes than just these kind. I also thought about getting heirloom. You've all had heirloom tomatoes, I'm sure. I mean, you can, actually, I don't know. I don't go to grocery stores, so I don't know if you can get it at a grocery store. Can you get heirloom tomatoes at the grocery store? It's kind of embarrassing, I guess. Like, I haven't been to one in a while, so.
Is there a consensus that there might be heirloom at regular grocery stores?
Yeah, sometimes at Sprouts and there's some at Whole Foods and Sprouts.
Yeah,
places
Whole
like
Foods
that.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
Whole Foods and Sprouts, yeah, I'm sure they have them, but I mean like Vons or what else is there? Ralph's. There's another one down here that's like a discount kind of. Anyway, I don't remember right offhand. I'll think of it later. Well, yeah, but there's which one?
Grocery outlet?
Grocery Outlet, that's another one, yeah, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Something for less.
Is that Food for Less? I'll think of it. There's one on University. Well, that's another one, yeah. Bonds, no. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. It doesn't matter. And then, you know, you can just take that off. And, you know, when there's this part here, I like to cut that part off. But if it's a small one like this, I don't necessarily cut that part off. But sometimes this is a little bit firm, so I just cut that part off. And I'm going to slice these tomatoes in a different kind of way. I'm going to slice them this way, just for variety. It's easier for me to slice them that way. So you have a little bit different look. But what my intention on this is that I've got this lettuce here. This is a red leaf lettuce. And just to use this as like a cup, and it can hold the slices, and you can fold it over. And I also made a salad dressing. This is another thing that is so simple to do, and I know all of these ingredients. I don't have to wonder what chemicals are in here. This is just olive oil, lime juice, salt and pepper. And this is really all you need. And that's what I was going to put the thyme in. So, and it's really easy to do that. You just take your fingers and pull the thyme leaves off. Let me move that out of the way because that's flapping around. And then I'm just going to drop it in here, in this jar. And maybe I'll do that later because that's kind of a boring thing. I would love eventually to have a helper, but I know right now that some people still don't want to, you know, get too involved in interacting. So maybe next month, we'll see. Let's hope that things are better next month. So now I've got the fresh thyme in here, and I could put all of it in, and then you just shake it up. You've got a salad dressing right there. And so then you can put a little salad dressing on there, have a slice of tomato on it, and then you can kind of fold it up and eat it. The other way that I'm going to make the salad is I'm going to grate some of these things. Not the tomato, but I'm going to grate a carrot and some of the zucchini. This was a salad that was always a way that I could get kids to eat some of these vegetables too. And another thing I saw with kids is they liked the vegetables raw more than they liked them cooked. And some parents thought there was something wrong. They're like, well, my kids will eat all the food raw, but they don't want it cooked. And I said, well, what's wrong with that? Let them eat it raw if they're eating it. So, well, vegetables, obviously. So then I'm just going to shred. And then the same principle, it's going to go in, let me get a bigger one. It'll go in a leaf of lettuce. Oh, I didn't put any of the gold. Let me put some gold. And I don't think I put any of the daikon in there. So we need some more of the rainbow. There, that one's cut. Make a little bit more noise. Something stuck in there, so I'm not gonna do more at the moment. And then that will go inside of the leaf as well. And you can make a wrap. You could put it in a tortilla, put a little bit of the salad dressing. You could also put it in a bowl, mix the salad dressing, and then put it inside the leaf or the tortilla and wrap it up. So this is something that is this would be an easy lunch. This would be easy dinner. You could cut all of this ahead of time. So do a lot of you kind of feel like cooking takes a lot of time and you don't have the time maybe when you're working? Yeah. So if you had ways to have it ready, maybe on the weekend, you chop up some vegetables or shred them, have them in containers. They're ready to go. So during the week.
Would the shredded vegetables last if you
The
chopped them?
I think the shredded vegetables will easily last 2 or 3 days. If you put it in a container and seal it, it should stay fresh. Some vegetables, like if you do use beets, they're not cooked, they do start to brown a little bit. But all of these, the zucchinis, the carrots, the radishes, should stay fine for at least 3 days. So, yeah, you could do that. Did anyone else have any questions? I wouldn't slice the tomatoes too far in advance. They'd be okay. They just start to, either dry out or, the liquid kind of seeps out of them, I guess. So they're not as juicy if you cut them ahead of time. But, you could chop this. If you think it's better chopped, then chop them and put it on. So I need a paper towel. I'm going to use this paper towel. So anyway, does anyone have any questions or yes?
I was watching this live on YouTube, so I saw the whole beginning. I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
But I from the camera, you can't really see. Maybe you could hold it up a little for
This?
anybody watching this ever,
Yeah.
because it's going to be on YouTube forever.
Yeah. So, this doesn't have that many vegetables on here, but it's very colorful. It's very tasty. And like I said, all of this is local. So it's so fresh, and you can tell the difference. You know the difference from a tomato that you buy at the grocery store and one that you get either out of someone's garden. The only way you could get fresher than this is if you have your own garden. But I think buying directly from the farmers is just the way to go, because you can't go back. Once you eat this, I don't want to eat anything else. I just choose not to. Maybe that's why I don't go to the grocery store, because I know those vegetables don't taste that great. They're like styrofoam or cardboard or yes.
So what else do you get at the farmer's market? If you don't go to the grocery store, what other things do you eat besides the vegetables from the farmer's market? I go to People's Co-op and I go to Jimbo's and I get things like dried beans and rice and grains and things like that.
have been getting, I don't eat a lot of meat. My husband still likes to eat more meat, but I've been buying local meat. Like the chicken farmer, I get eggs and chicken from him, and they've also started raising cattle. So I just bought some beef from them. So
And the question was just, where do you go if you don't go to a grocery store? So you're just telling us some other alternatives.
right, yeah. So
Yeah.
Jimbo's and People's are two. I do go to Sprouts every now and then.
People's is in
Ocean Beach.
OB.
Yes, yes.
That's a
It's a
co-op as well.
It's a co-op. So you have to, well, you don't have to join the co-op, but they add, I don't remember what the percentage is, maybe 10%, because owners get a 10% discount. Although you buy it for the price on the shelf. It's not like you get a discount. But if you are not an owner, they'll add whatever that amount is. But it's $15 a year, so it's really worth it, and it's local, and you're an owner of it when you join it. I mean, I'm not trying to promote any businesses, but that's another model that you're keeping money in the community. And if you want a certain item, the other thing about People's is it's all vegetarian. There's no meat there. They do have cheese and dairy, but they don't have any meat. So I do like to go there. But that's where they have fantastic bulk sections. So I get beans and, like I said, beans and rice, and they just have a really good variety of things that are, and almost everything they have there is organic as well. So, which is important to me because there's no chemicals. Jimbo's is the same. Jimbo's is a local. There's not one nearby, unfortunately. They're all in North County right now. The one that was at Horton Plaza closed. I cried. But I heard that they may come back once the renovation at Horton Plaza is finished, that they're planning to move back there. So that will be good. They also have a great selection of, bulk selection and local products. And I don't shop at Whole Foods because this company that shall remain nameless bought them. And so I don't shop there. I had stopped shopping there actually before that because Whole Foods, this goes back to the GMO things, they sided with the grocery store, I don't remember what it's called, Manufacturers Association, in the labeling laws. They sided with the little codes and everything. I was like, no. So I stopped shopping there then, and then that other company bought them, and I said, okay, I'm not shopping there now. So, but that's how I can make it. I feel better doing that, but you do whatever you feel best doing. So I wanted to, we don't have too much more time, I wanted to talk about the two things here that we have. Does anybody know what this is? A papaya. Yeah, these are not local. I mean, they were bought locally, but they weren't grown locally. But I can't smell that it's sweet, but I think it's sweet. I think it's really, really, really ripe. And we can cut it if someone wants to eat some. And then this one, this is very big and heavy. No, I'm away from the microphone there. Does anyone know what that is?
Is that a jackfruit?
Yes, it is a jackfruit. And we don't know whether it's just super ripe or or what. The only jackfruit I'm familiar with is the kind you get in a can. Oh. So I've never bought a jackfruit. Although I do know that at some farmers markets you can buy jackfruit if there's like an Asian vendor, or even a like a Hispanic market that they have jackfruit too. But I know that I've seen that, I've seen them in Asian markets. So
Is that the one that smells bad?
I think that's
The question
durian.
was if is that the one that smells bad?
Right.
I
I don't
think
know.
that's durian
Oh, okay.
that smells bad. Jackfruit I don't think smells bad. I was going to cut them, but I don't want to cut them until I finish cutting these because I don't I don't want to mess up my knives until I'm done with this. So anyway, well, I mean, I can't chop and talk at the same time. So if anyone has questions, I can answer questions. Or is there something else that we want to talk about that I haven't mentioned yet?
That machine.
Yeah,
The machine? Yeah.
the sugar, it's not called.
This is
She's
called
asking
the
about the
Presto
machine.
salad shooter. I took this. I went to a JR Organic has like farm dinners. Previously, they haven't had one like this in a while, and they have people come, businesses come and table. And so I tabled, and it was kids cooking. And I took this because I didn't want to cook. I just wanted to have, something simple that the kids could do. And every single parent asked me where to buy this. And I thought, maybe I should go in. I should be a distributor for this. But yeah, I actually, maybe you can get it at Walmart. That's another store I don't shop at. But I bought it. I ordered it from Presto online. So
They make a larger one too.
they do.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah. This
Frederick
is,
was saying there's a large one for
Yeah,
our audience,
this
a
is-
larger one, yeah. than
yeah,
that.
this is the basic one. And it was like maybe $30, $25, $30. The big one is like 50, I think. But
It's 20 years old.
yeah.
They last a while.
Yeah, well, I had one for like 20 something years, but what broke this around here because the kids pressing on it, and I never let them have it by themselves, but still, all the pressure, and it cracked. So, and then the motor quit working. So
I have a question about the size of the wraps.
yes.
Would you deem that as one serving, or would you perhaps put 2 of those for adults?
The
Yeah.
question was the size of the wraps with like one lettuce leaf. Is that one serving or maybe a couple for an adult?
An adult probably would want, I would say, 2 or 3. Or 4. Yeah. If you used a different kind of leaf, like collards or chard, something, you could put like rice in it as well, or beans, and wrap it up. And that you could probably eat one. But yeah, this right here, that is definitely not enough. This might even be like just your salad, and you would have this with a meal, or, just eat a lot of them. So, anyway, anything else?
There was another question. Could you tell us again the ingredients to the salad dressing and what the proportion is?
Oh, yeah. So I used olive oil, and I used extra virgin olive oil. And olive oil is one of the few things that I don't get locally, because I use a lot of olive oil, and local olive oil is quite expensive, and I just can't afford to get local olive oil. So I just try to get the best olive oil that I can. It is 2 parts olive oil to 1 part lemon juice, lime juice. I use lime juice. If you want vinegar, I personally just don't like vinegar. It doesn't do well for me. So this is lime juice. The flies. So I put 1/2 cup of olive oil and 1/4 cup of lime juice. And then I put about half a teaspoon of salt, and then just I ground pepper, just however much you feel like. If you wanted to put mustard, like Dijon or a brown mustard in it, it's really nice. And I've also found another way to make this and have it creamy is I use coconut yogurt. And I do like a half a cup of coconut yogurt and maybe a couple tablespoons of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of lime juice, and a little salt, pepper, and garlic. Oh, it's so good and it's so creamy. Yeah, you could put garlic in this too. So, but I didn't put it in here. Anything else? Yes.
The one thing I splurge on is olive oil,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of fakes, as we know. So California makes a good olive oil.
Yes.
But it's really worth the difference to go from a $7 bottle to a $20 bottle of olive oil as you use it in your cooking and your salads.
Yeah.
It's just there's no
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, I do agree with that. You're right. And there are fakes. So you have to don't buy the standard olive oil. I'm not going to name any brands. You can look it up. It's all online. Just look up what are the best olive oils, affordable. This is Costco olive oil, and I know it's not that expensive, but it's on the list of good olive oils. So, and it's organic too. Yeah, but I agree. I've bought local olive oil and it's amazing. I use so much. I can't afford to spend that much on, and the bottles are so small. It's $20 for just a, 12-ounce bottle of olive oil. Like I'd go through that in a week. So anyway, but yeah, that is a very good point. And maybe I will get there one day. I'm there with the vegetables. I can't go back to the other vegetables. Maybe I will one day not be able to go back to other olive oil. So, but I'm not there yet. Good for you for doing it. So, yeah.
All right, let's give Julie a big warm round of applause. Super awesome, Julie. This looks beautiful. I heard somebody say 4 of these. I would go for 6. It's interesting. Yeah, I went to a Hispanic market, and I saw the jackfruit, and I was like, what is that? But I have to say, I don't think the bouquet is all that fragrant. And the people at the grocery store weren't sure if it was too ripe or not ripe enough. They told me to keep my receipt. If it I could bring it back, Julie.
Take it back.
So it was funny, sitting in the house, I came around the corner, I was like, what is that smell? And the little doggies didn't want to eat. I was like, I know, something around here doesn't smell that nice. And as I'm packing up today, I realized it was the jackfruit. So I don't know if that's how it's supposed to smell or not, but when I looked online, they did have ones like this color, saying that they're ripe. So the color of the really chartreuse green is unripe to, this may be too ripe, like the banana, may have gone too far, but it was interesting. And yeah, I just saw the papaya. It was just like, I've never bought a papaya before. So it's like, why not buy a papaya? Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Is it? Yeah. Sarah said it's good with lime on it. Would I add tequila to that too? what? Oh, Frederick said they serve. Really? Look at there. I was just
And you
joking.
put some chili powder, or there's a tagine, or is that what tahine?
A
Yeah.
reason to buy
Yeah.
some tequila. Look at there. Well, I want to thank you, Julie. This is really wonderful. It's really beautiful. And I agree. I'd love to have one of these. I'd be chopping up everything.
And it comes with a slicing blade too, so you could actually slice these things.
Yeah, this cuts down on the time.
Yeah.
The vegetables look really beautiful. And yes, if you go on our webpage, there's a list of wonderful local farms and also the CSAs.
And the farmers market.
Farmers market, that's what I was looking for. There's a list on there, and it was really beautiful to see how many farmers markets we have, and a great way to support our community and to get fresh vegetables. Not to say that the grocery store isn't, but it's different. I just say it's different vegetables. So this has been wonderful, and Julie will be back with us next month. We'll be doing a little something else. We're just expanding and growing in this, but I think it's so important that we understand the beautiful quality of food and appreciate food. So, Julie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it is our conscious giving time now. I have to say I'm playing with the technology here tonight. As Julie is doing that. It should show up. There we go. So we have many different ways of giving back to our community. Universal Spirit Center is a beautiful community that gives to our global expansion. You can go online, you can text. Normally I would have a little basket out, but there you have it. Your presence here is such a beautiful gift as we are starting to unfold again and interact with one another. So I thank you all for coming out and being a part of tonight, and for you watching online saying you couldn't see, and I tried to get some angles, but thank you for that. That's some good stuff to work on. So we are very grateful and thankful to Universal Spirit Center and everyone. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed by the best. When I wake up in the morning, I lay my head to rest. I am blessed. I am blessed. We are blessed. Come on. We are blessed. Every day of my life, we are blessed. When we wake up in the morning, I lay our head to rest. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. Alrighty. Woo. Thank you, Linda. And just to let you know a couple of things that are going on in the community. We have our wonderful movie night, which is awesome, right here every third Friday. We have popcorn and juice and all kind of yummy stuff. And this month we're doing the United States versus Billie Holiday. Powerful movie. We take it after, we start at 6:30. And after the movie, we unpack it. We talk about it and share what's happening, what's coming up for us. Also, Coming up next Wednesday, Kitchen Conversations with none other than Sarah Adams and Pat Andreas. Kitchen Conversations, a powerful, powerful Wednesday where we talk about racial equality. And so Sarah and Pat have agreed to come and share their story, their point of view, because sometimes people say, I only show one side. So I want to open it up so everybody feel like they're welcome. And this is how we get past where we are now. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, our racial equality project, which is a racial equality project, works on the injustice. And every week we do an action of the month, but this time we're doing an action for the entire month. I mean, every week we do an action of the week. This time we're doing an action of the month, and we are focused on Black businesses in the North Park area. So we invite you to go out and show your support. Tomorrow, Joe and I are going out to a restaurant in Mission Hills. It's a wonderful opportunity to find new places that you may not have known before and to open yourself up to this new possibility. So all month long, you have that opportunity. And we'd love, if you do go out, to just let us know. Go to our webpage and check that out. There'll be a little questionnaire. I think it's 1, 2, maybe 3 questions. Quick. Just so that we can stay informed and bring you things that encourage and inspire you. And, yeah, I think that's it. So I thank you again for being here tonight. And I'm so blessed by all of you. Linda, thank you. Julie, thank you. Thank each and every one of you. Thank all of you at home. For all the blessings. Good night, y'all. Thank you.
I mean, these are, you have to get these at the farmer's market. Oh, I know, yeah, and you can smell them, and it's just, you can't. Yeah, I mean, I save all my greens, even though these are a little wilted because they've been sitting out. I mean, I'm gonna cook them, so it's, yeah.
So is that a spicy variety?
It's a little bit spicy, yeah. But I mean, all radishes are spicy. But this one's, yeah. So yeah, this is what the Daikon radishes. Actually, there's a white Daikon, but this is another type of Daikon that you see in Asian cuisine. So they're pickled a lot of times. So.